If I were to tell you my story, right, of my life right now, no shit. If I were to tell you the story of my life not right now in terms of what the circumstances are, right, you would say, oh, I'm so sorry, right? But I'm as happy as I've ever been in my life. How can it be? How can that be? And how it can be is that once you're clear that the circumstances do not determine you, the circumstances do not have to be what you're referring to in terms of whether you're happy or you're not happy. Once that's clear to you, then the circumstances, it's information. That's all it is. It's just information. I was diagnosed with a terminal disease and I said, oh, okay. It's information. It's information. Because what's changed? Nothing. I'll live until I die. The body will live until it dies. That didn't change, right? Nothing's changed, right? And even that information doesn't mean much to me because I don't accept the fact that the doctor knows what's going to happen. People are all diagnosed all the time with terminal illnesses and they don't die. So, it's information. That's all it is. It's all information. And that was one of the reasons that it was motivating me to get in better shape. I want to die in good health. Right? Why not? If you're going to die, die in good health, right? Have a healthy experience.
You're really putting this all to the test, right?
Well, it's not, there is no test. See, because once you're experiencing the truth, there's no test. Test what? What is there to test? It is the way it is. And see the thing, it is the way it is, and it's not a problem. It's just the way it is. You have from now until your last breath. What are you going to do? It's like David Radin said to this woman that cursed God. He started laughing, like, how stupid can you be? And that's no different than all of us, right? Because the truth is the same thing for all of us. Everybody in this room has a date when the body will drop. And you don't know what the date is, right? So you have between now and that date, and you don't know what the date is. I love it that you don't know what the date is, right? Because it means that you can't afford to be stupid. You can't afford it. You cannot afford it. That's what one of the things David said last night. He said, when you go to bed at night, you should go to bed with the assumption that you're going to die tonight and you're not waking up.
You're never going to see the person.
That's right. Or you should, if you have people in your life that you're close to, when that person's leaving the house, right, you should experience them leaving like you're never going to see them again. That's closer to reality than the way you think, right? We assume, right? We assume things that are not true and they're never going to be true. You assume you have time. You don't have time. That's a big mistake to assume that you have time. You don't have time. Every moment that goes by that you don't allow yourself to experience the truth of yourself and experience the possibility that life is a waste. It's a waste. Krishnamurti, one of his close people in his close environment, when Krishnamurti was dying, this person came to visit him. And they were talking and Krishnamurti was listening to him talk about whatever he had to say. And at some point, Krishnamurti turned to him and he said, you've wasted your life and you're wasting it now. He was just being honest. I mean, we tend not to talk to each other that way, but sometimes teachers figure, what the hell? What do I got to lose? You should not be willing to live another day in ignorance. And what I mean by ignorance is if you live your life letting what's running up here be what you're listening to, if you live your life letting what feelings arise be what you give credence to, what you're basing your well-being on, you're continuing to be ignorant and stupid is what you're doing. So what do you do about that? You stop. You start realizing there's an awareness here that's always here. It's here right now. Allow myself to recognize that awareness is me. It's me, and therefore its peace is my peace. Its satisfaction is my satisfaction. Its eternal life is my eternal life, right? That you may say, oh, well, that's hard to get from the viewpoint of a person. Okay, it's hard to get. Get it. Get it anyway. You want to complain about it being hard to get? What are you trying to do? Set up the fact that you're not going to get it? Right? What are you doing? Right?
That's right.
It's like saying, oh, it's raining. It's terrible to get wet. I don't want to go out. Come on. It's stupid. It's stupid. Life isn't difficult at all. What's difficult is the way we relate to it causes difficulty. And how do we relate to it that causes the difficulty? We keep entertaining the idea that this isn't it. If the personality could only speak one word, the word it would speak is no. Right? The personality, when a kid is 2 years old, as soon as they get language, it's terrible twos. As soon as they get language, what do? No. No. Right? So they begin the process of resisting life. They begin the process of resisting being dominated by life, being dominated by other people. Because now I am it. I am it. Okay? So I am here, and I can say no, and I cannot do what you want me to do. Right? And that's the beginning of a life of suffering. And you think, oh, you can laugh about that being the way a 2-year-old gets when they first get language, right? But don't laugh too hard, because if you pay attention to your own life, you're saying no all the time. You get up in the morning and say no, don't you? As soon as you open your eyes, it's no. You have this thought about what's going to happen today? No. Right? So, that's why it's important to understand that as long as you resist, you must suffer. What's the purpose of suffering? To make you stop resisting. You can stop suffering anytime you want. All you got to do is stop resisting. Let things be as they are, and that includes who you are, right? Let things be as they are, and that includes what you are. And if you let things be the way they are, and you include that means what you are, and you really do that, you're home. You're home. There's nothing to be worried about. There's no suffering. Your life can be an exciting adventure, like Helen Keller said. It can be an exciting adventure. And you can experience the excitement and live the adventure and not be worried about it, because if you know the truth, you know nothing's going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. So it's just like the atheist that says that all there is what we know. All there is what's happening, and when the body drops, that's the end of it, and that's all there is. What's beyond that? Nothing. Yes, exactly. What's beyond that? Nothing. Yes, exactly. And that's what you are, nothing. No thing is what's beyond that. No thing is what's beyond that. And that's the truth, and that's reality. And if you experience no thing, if you experience the nothing, that's why they say in a lot of these Zen teachings, much to do about nothing. What I'm going to give, a lot of times a Zen teacher will say when they're giving a talk, I am going to give you a talk on nothing, so you'll get nothing out of it. You'll get nothing out of it. There's nothing to be had in this lecture. And right away, that person is putting you on notice. If you're going to be here the way you are most other places, you're not going to get this. You're not going to get it. You got to be able to understand that nothing is everything, right? Nothing is everything. So relax and enjoy yourself. You're going to die.